So I went to go pull up a video on YouTube and I couldn't find one of our videos.
Okay.
Can you just like start putting ClearProp TV in the title or ClearProp or something? Because that's what I was typing in. But apparently our video titles don't say ClearProp, or they just say E33 or E and whatever
It
the
makes it
title
very
is.
confusing when they have like dietary and then they have like it threw me off, like, you know.
Every time I try to watch the chat on TV or on my, I have to go to Shawn. I have to go to your channel, Shawn, and then hit ClearProp, and then it shows up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out a way of making this easier to find on YouTube and videos. Is that what you're saying, guys?
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
my,
Yeah.
yes.
Have a good steady naming convention for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a ClearProp TV and then like a subject.
Yeah, if
ClearProp
you type
TV
in
and whoever
ClearProp,
is.
if you type in ClearProp TV, you get people with like 2 subs and 6 videos, and
So ClearProp TV does not go to the video?
No,
ClearPropTV.com?
because it's not associated with our show at all. Because I don't know if it's not in the title, or if you, when you post the video, if you type in ClearProp as a tag, maybe tag it ClearProp TV or put ClearProp TV in the title, that'll make it come up when we search, when anyone searches for it. But it'll make it easier to develop our brand, if you will.
Okay. Okay.
Look at y'all Brandon and stuff.
What happens?
You know, we're Brandon. We're
Let me type in
like Michael Jordan.
ClearPropTV.com.
What's that?
Let me type in ClearPropTV.com. Let's see where it goes. See if it actually comes here. Yeah,
Yep.
it goes straight to the video. Says
From
click
YouTube
below.
or?
Yeah, on YouTube.
I typed it in, and it goes to episode 23 is the top one. We're not live right now on YouTube, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
That's so I have to go to Shawn Symons' channel, and then there it is. Now I went to ClearProp TV, then I had to yes, and then I had to go to Shawn Symons' channel, and then on top there it is, live, 3 people watching, blah blah blah.
Okay, maybe what we can do to make this a little bit easier is to have a community Facebook page or a page that ClearProp TV goes to, and that we stream, that we have the episode streaming there also, not only on YouTube, but on a particular page that everybody can go to. Is that something that we should do?
John Wayne is in the chat, and he says he's having the same problem. Never could find it. That might be why. I mean, we do get a lot of people watching, but we could probably get more if they didn't get lost.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark McElroy said the same thing, and John Way said the same thing. Okay, we will figure that out this week. Thank you very much for that information. That makes a lot of sense. Our paratalk.org, that's our audio, and that we have lots of listeners. We have almost 7,000 listeners on that, which is interesting because I was just listening to Anthony Vella, and he has 70,000 that listen to his podcast. We have almost 7,000, but he's been going on for a lot longer than we have, and he's definitely established. Okay, so we will work on it this week to come up with one particular place that ClearProp TV, PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, Paratalk, whatever we want to call it, is in one spot. Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds good.
That's good.
All right, good deal. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you for listening to us trying to figure this out, and hopefully this helps you guys out also. My name is Shawn Symons, PPG Grandpa, and this is our ClearProp TV podcast, but we also have an audio, which is paratalk.org. So paratalk.org actually goes to our audio podcast that you can listen to on your favorite podcast player. And we have this audio, or the video and audio, that you can go to at clearproptv.com. and we're going to try to figure out something nice. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody and get the show rolling. Today we have Linda Anderson. She is our cheerleader. Look at the pom-pom cheerleader. We have JP. What's up, JP?
What's going on, guys?
Tommy Mosley. Never trust the skinny stuff, Shane. Don.
Hello.
Kevin Can Fly. Doug. And another JP. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to talk, and of course our wonderful guest Shawn, and we're going to go through and actually ask a question, because our topic this week is kiting wings and stuff like that. So Linda, have you ever kited a wing?
No, but I want to.
Okay, you don't fly or anything like that yet.
I don't fly, but my son, Robert Michaels,
Right.
I'm paraglidingtalk.com, and
Cool.
I'm his biggest fan, and that's what kind of got me started to watch all you guys. And so now I just follow everybody and encourage everybody and all that, and it's a lot of fun. So.
Okay, and of course, Linda, of course, is our PR person. If you want to be on the show, definitely contact Linda, and we totally appreciate you. We also have JP. He is our technical guy.
I'd be lost without JP.
Definitely. He also thrown a reserve, not at SIV clinic, but in real life. He's the man of the hour. Well, at least for the next 5 minutes. Today's topic is kiting. What kind of kiting have you done? And I suppose, how often do you kite? Because you're a pilot, right? For how long have you been flying?
A year and a half, about 2 years. I don't know. Man, that was something my instructor always really grilled early on. Like, he wouldn't. I hear about people like having their first flights, on their second day or whatever. Man, I didn't fly until like 3 weeks in. I kited hours and hours and hours before he even let me put a motor on, and I'm grateful for that, because it just having that reactive wing control really paid off in so many different situations. Just knowing how the wing's going to react and being able to control it. Yeah, I kite every chance I get. Either just hand kiting or throwing my motor on and doing it in heavy wind. I'll do that too. Have the motor weigh you down a little bit so you can do it in stronger winds. And honestly, like, I would rather reverse launch than forward launch any day. Like, some people, like, I know tons of people that have never even done a reverse launch because they're not comfortable with kiting. And I don't know, I kite more because reverse launches are awesome. They're easier, it's less work. And the feeling is just, a 1-step, 2-step launch. Like, the feeling is unbeatable. It's just like hopping into the sky. Can't beat it. So
I agree. Kiting is extremely important. Let's run over to Tommy Mosley. In case you don't know, yeah, Tommy, woo woo. In case you don't know Tommy, he goes flying with me. We try to do a bunch of XCs together. He's actually been flying longer than I have. He usually flies mountain, but he's recently started doing motor. And is there a difference between, I don't know, kiting to learn free flight or motor? Is there any difference, or you just got to kite no matter what?
I think that it put more fear in me kiting, because I knew if I had a brake wrap, there's normally a tree next to you on launch on the mountains. So it really makes you mind your P's and Q's and make sure all your gear's right. And I think I check it a little too much. I think I'm over checking and rechecking, and whenever I pull up my wing, I'm checking and I'm always looking. But it's formed good habits also. But yeah, it's the main thing I've noticed is kiting with a motor on is completely different than kiting with a regular harness on. I mean, it's a lot different.
Okay, definitely.
But I think something I wish I would have done more of before I got my motor is have a throttle I could have played with, having more things in my hands and understanding all that while kiting.
Definitely, and keep that in your back of your mind. We'll go back and talk about kiting with with something in your hand to pretend that you got a throttle or something. We'll come back to that. Now we got Never Trust the Skinny Chef Shane. If you do not know about him, he is not a chef. He says he's not a chef, but he does cook a lot. And I was actually fortunate enough to enjoy some amazing food when we went to an SIV clinic together. He's also our resident comedian, and he is funny. So if you haven't been to this podcast before, you definitely got to wait for him to say something funny. You'll say something funny. You'll probably say something funny here in just a moment. But Shane, as far as kiting, you and I have been flying since about the same time. How often do you kite, and do you think there's any relevance to kiting? Or
Kiting is everything. I don't kite as much as I should, only because here in Florida it's so hot. When it cools down, I will be more into kiting. I probably kite half of what I should. And I was told if you fly for 2 hours, you should at least kite for an hour. And I probably only kite for maybe half hour. And it's so hot that I'm done. I gotta go. So I don't kite as much as I should. But here in Florida, when you do kite, the winds are so great and Lamenter that usually 30 minutes is about all you really need, in my opinion. But it's probably wrong.
well, that's definitely something that we definitely need to talk about too. It's like, how much do you need to kite compared to how many hours you fly? That's good that you brought that up. Thank you, Shane. We'll definitely be back with you. We also have Don. What's up, Don? He's a flying came over here to Arkansas to fly with me, and we got together in Louisiana / Mississippi this last weekend. Don, welcome to the show. As far as kiting is concerned, how much kiting do you do, and do you do more kiting than flying?
Yeah, so I would say my kiting is probably half and half as far as the amount of time that I've flown versus the amount of kiting. So I come from the Kylo school. Kylo was my instructor, and he is very, very much, he pushes kiting. I mean, quite a bit. I mean, it's one of those things that he says, this is what you need to do. And so that's all that I really know. And so, I mean, I kite a lot. While you guys were out this weekend picking up pecans, I was kiting. So you guys thought I was asleep in my chair, but I was actually kiting. I don't really like to kite in front of a lot of people. I mean, I feel like I'm good at it. I'm proficient at it. I can do it, but it's just one of those things I kind of feel weird about. A lot of people just staring at me as I kite around, So where I fly here in Arkansas, when people come out that never seen PPG before, I kind of explain kiting. I do a little bit of kiting for them, just to say, this is how you get started, and you do this before you put this motor, just to kind of explain to people, because all they see, if they've never seen PPG before, they just see a motor, and they're like, what is that thing? And they don't see the kite, which is the most important part of the whole thing. It was explained to me, because I was that way whenever I went to the school for the first time. I was all about looking at the motor. And Kylo's like, the motor is just an accessory to that wing. That wing is your life. That's the thing that is giving you life. And so I think it's very important.
That sounds really good. I also hear an echo in the background. So if you have, if you're watching this on YouTube, also make sure you mute the YouTube, because I hear an echo. We also have Kevin Can Fly from kevincanfly.com.
Kevin!
See, Linda's our cheerleader. She definitely cheerleads.
Right.
And he's also an instructor. He's been instructing for a long time. He's been doing PG and instructing. Are you still instructing PG and PPG?
No, just paramotors.
And so when you are teaching students, what kind of, what do you tell your students about kiting? That's kind of important, a little bit important, or you need to know that before you strap on a motor?
Well, there's a basic level that everybody has to be able to accomplish, and they have to be able to do it routinely and proficiently in order to preserve their gear. So if they want to get, if anybody wants to get to a point where they can launch and not tear up their wing, not have it fall into their motor, not tear up lines, all that kind of stuff, you have to. I mean, it's a given. Like, the only way to launch the wing is to progress enough skill that you can accomplish this feat and do it with enough mental confidence that you're able to just accomplish it and get it done. But kiting is a perishable skill. So somebody who has been a pilot for 4 or 5 years can take 5 or 6 months off, maybe travel to Europe or take a vacation. They come back after that 5 or 6 months of hiatus. Their kiting skills won't be the same as they were 6 months previous. It's just part of how everything goes. So,
not like riding a bike?
Well, it is to a point. So I think if you're in, 5 or 6 miles an hour worth of wind, pretty steady on a nice smooth field or a nice smooth slope, you probably won't have too much trouble with kiting. But if there's some rotor, or say, like, if, for example, in the free flight community, and this is something you touched on with Tommy, when you're in the free flight community, being able to kite your wing and control your wing on launch is the difference between a really good day or a really bad day, because there's not a lot of forgiveness, and you're generally kiting in higher winds. You're kiting in anywhere between 8 and 15 mile an hour winds when you're paragliding. So the paramount skill for being able to launch is kiting. Otherwise, you're not going to go fly. So with paramotors, we do a lot more forward launch. So it's a lot more understanding the dynamic and the skills of being able to do a lot of forward launch. But with that being said, the wider the envelope of skill you have, the more envelope of flight it opens up to you. For some people, they limit themselves at 5 or 8 miles an hour wind. That's all that they are able to manage, and they're humble in saying that that's where I draw my line. There are other folks, Kyle Lowe, myself, when we could go to the coast, it can be blowing 15 or 18, and we just kind of giggle and say, oh man, you just kite the conditions that are there. That's a built up skill. So over time, you can gain the skills and proficiency to do that. But again, that's repetition. Like I said, it's a perishable skill. So just because I can go fly the coast today doesn't mean if I don't fly for 6 months, I can go back and immediately go do it. So as much as it's paramount that we learn the basics of the skill, even if you spent a year getting good at it, you can lose part of that skill, because it's all about feeling. It's about dancing with the glider and feeling what the wind is giving you for feedback. And if you don't stay in touch with that feeling, it's really easy to lose that feeling.
Definitely don't want to lose that feeling. Thank you, Kevin. And you can check out him at kevincanfly.com. We're going to run over to Doug real quick. He's been a buddy for, a long time. Not only has he come over here to, Doug. Not only has he come... Not only has he come over here to Arkansas and flown with me, but he invited me over to his family farm and with a couple of friends this last weekend, and hosted his very first, I guess, fly-in. So welcome, Doug. Thank you very much for joining us.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, the first time I flew with Shawn, I was in, I guess, Little Rock around Pinnacle, and I said, "Oh, look at those guys flying paramotor." So I jumped on Facebook. Who's flying? Shawn's like, "Yeah, that was me." So next thing I know, I'm up there flying with him like 3 weekends later. But so the flying thing. So we have this big family farm, and I knew that the Natchez balloon race from Natchez, Mississippi was happening this last weekend. I said, you know what? It'd be great just to get a couple of guys, so my dad didn't scared of like a ton of people out there, and we'll just do a little flying. We'll drive our stuff to Natchez. We'll fly with the balloons. And it ended up really working out well. So we'll do that some more in the future. But as far as, so sorry for people who didn't get the invite. The invite list was very small.
Sorry, Shane.
Sorry, Shane. Sorry, Kevin. But as far as kiting, so like I guess I soloed 3 months after I started training, and John Hudson out of Shreveport, Louisiana, is my instructor. He lives just down the road from me. So I had never kited in like a good breeze. Like all of my kiting was just running down the field when it's 95 degrees, you know, and it wasn't until I was about to solo that I could actually just stand still and kite. And it helped a ton. I've kited a bunch since then. Now, whenever I was midday flying with you, yesterday, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking, I was looking at my wing, you know, controlling the surges, you know, dampening, like letting it rear back. I said, God, these are all things that I've learned kiting in turbulence on the ground, you know, and they get to be muscle memory. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's very important. And I use it to check all my lines and to check my wing, you know, so and just to like get the feel of it at first. But it's very important. So I guess I probably kite a quarter of the time that I fly, and it's mainly just right before I get set up to fly.
Yeah, this was your first midday flying with me, wasn't it?
Yes. I had midday just a couple of times before, but never like we did, man. I went high. Golly, those thermals were a lot of fun to climb way up there.
Absolutely. We had a blast, and maybe next year we can make it more of a big group thing. Thank you very much, Doug. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to our guest, which has been sitting very patiently looking at us going, God, come on, guys, hurry up. This is Shawn. He is I would say, not a master, because I don't think anybody really is a master of anything, especially paramotor, but my golly, this guy is so super good at kiting. He has a background also of kiting speed wings and some other things. So tonight we're going to be talking all about wings, his input, his thoughts, and his skill. He's been kiting since 2017.
Yeah.
Welcome, Shawn, to the show. Totally appreciate you being here. What is your background? Tell us a little bit about who you are and how we can find you on the internet.
Well, thanks for having me, Shawn. First off, you can find me at Calamity Kite Clinic on Facebook. You can simply type my name in on YouTube or Facebook to get a hold of me. Like I said, I've been ground handling kiting since 2017, and that was shortly after a pretty traumatic experience. Before that, I was experienced with traction foil kiting, which speed foils, basically pulling a buggy down the beach, kites like that for racing. Dual line kites, stunt kites, quad line kites, revolution type kites, doing pattern flying with teams and things. It's fun stuff. There isn't much correlation or difference other than the viewpoint and mindset. Kite is meant to pull you, whereas a glider is meant to lift you.
Huh.
And that is a distinct difference right there, right off the bat. Now, the bridles are different. On a traction foil kite, they can be 2-line or 4-line, and your handles are shaped like this. Okay, this is your leading edge. This is your brake. Well, if you go like this and you imagine your paraglider right in front of you, it's the same thing. You know, if you want it to go sideways, you pull the one side and it goes sideways. You know, your risers are just an extension. You have a little bit more lines. Other than that, it's the same thing.
Do you think having a background in stunt kites has helped you kiting paramotor wings?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because one, muscle memory. The muscle memory involved is very fast. Using a stunt kite is very fast compared to using a paraglider wing. A paraglider wing is nice and docile, pretty slow actually. However, there is more lift, more pull involved, depending on how you're facing the wind in the wind window. That is an important part right there in and of itself. Learning what a wind window is. Okay. So if you imagine a circle, all right, and you've got a pie cut out, you know, like that, okay? That is your wind window. You would be at the tip down here at the base. Comes up like this, goes around at a half circle, all right? The most power is in the middle. If it's off to the side, it's going to affect the way the glider performs and the way that you see what the glider is doing. You can see it in the actual cells themselves if you pay attention. You can tell if you're at the center of the window or at the edge of the window just by the way that it's flying. I see Kevin's in deep thought there, but yeah.
Okay, and now what kind of the reason why you're on here is because everyone that has seen you kite at different fly-ins says that you are so amazing that you can kite and do some amazing things. One of the things that we talked about before we went live was the ground handling challenge. What are some of the things that you've done on the ground handling challenge that are difficult that you've actually improved on and went over and beyond the ground handling challenge? And while we're doing this, maybe JP can go to the ground handling challenge and pull it up for people to watch.
Well, I started actually doing a lot of the ground handling challenge before my training even.
Mm-hmm.
I had spent, average, I spent probably 3/4 of my time ground handling and kiting compared to flying. I do that for a reason. I make it complicated. I do it for fun. I do it to inspire others to see that you can be proficient with it. And you can have a person look at the area and go, there is no way you'd be able to get a glider up and hold it up there. And you can, but you have to challenge yourself to learn how. And you have to learn how to read from the glider. A lot of times guys go out and kite with a windsock. I don't use a windsock at all. I don't want it. I want to look at the glider. I want to see what that glider is telling me, because it's exactly what it's going to tell you with a motor on your back. You may not feel it like you would in a free flight harness, but it will tell you exactly the same as if it would tell you with a free flight harness on. It's like a different kind of language. You have to really observe the glider, see what it's doing, and what you can do to guide it into place where you're in the center of the wing.
So I've got a question for you guys as a group, and whoever wants to jump in first, feel free. But when you were learning, when you were very first training and you got your hands on the glider and you were learning how to kite, what was the most frustrating part that you had to overcome?
As far as
pulling
kiting?
my A's. Not lifting my A's and pulling my A's and then messing it up and getting a bad habit and doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah, I learned like in months of nil wind, and I just couldn't nail my forward inflations. Like, it was so frustrating. So
I'll jump in on that one.
For me, it was more understanding how much was enough wind to bring the glider up and keep it up, and how much was not.
Yeah, my first few days was
Now that will happen when you give too much
A's.
A's. When you give too much A's, that is what will happen to your wing. It will horseshoe just like that.
My first few days was in absolutely zero wind, and it was so hard. I thought I was going to throw up. I was out of shape. It was so frustrating.
Yeah.
But having a nice,
definitely lose weight.
a nice consistent wind made such a big difference in being able to pick it up, to get a good foundation. And then after having that experience of a few days and having a good wind, it was so much easier to build it off of. But starting out on no wind days made it so difficult, I think.
I was kiting with an old, super old, nasty wing that my instructor thank you, Mr. Instructor, that let me borrow it for 5 months. It was like a tablecloth or Afghan with rope. It was like almost impossible to kite. It took me forever to get that thing up, but I got really proficient at it over 5 months. And when I got my brand new Roadster 3 and I pulled a little bit of the A's and it popped up overhead and stayed there, I was amazed. So I think the most frustrating was learning to kite on a old wing. If I would redo this whole thing, I would kite with a brand new wing, the wing that I was going to fly with. That way,
John, quick
I
question.
understood it. What's that?
Quick question. Just curious, was it the old orange and white wing?
It was a yellow and black wing, I think. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to look at one of my old videos to see, because I was doing videos on kiting a wing, and oh my God.
I think I had a bad one that he let me borrow too, and it will make you proficient. It was so much easier when I first
Hey,
got my
Shawn,
glider.
was your wing so old it needed a walker like a grandpa?
Yeah, it definitely did. I think that's why I got it. Definitely. Yeah. I think just like you can see right now, you got the COBRA launch. Well, I had the grandpa launch. It was ridiculous.
I can tell you all of school, I was horrible at ground handling. Was absolutely, and I've said this many times, I was the worst. I felt like I was the worst student, and I know I was the worst student until I put a motor on my back, and I don't know, it just all clicked. Taxiing, I was very, very good at taxiing. I'd taxi the whole dang way, take the motor off my back, and I was out of luck. I don't know what it is or why it is, but without a motor on my back, I was not very good. I have changed that since. I mean, I have definitely way better than I was when I went to school. But when I was in school, I mean, everybody went first, and then there was the disappointment guy. Okay, Shane, it's your turn. Let's see what you're going to mess up now. And I put a motor on my back, and then the teacher was like, where was this guy at the whole first 3 to 4 days? Because he's literally just taking off and landing without any problems. I don't know what it was, but honestly, I was horrible. I can express to you how bad it was at kiting. And watching thousands of hours of YouTube does not train you for actually putting wings in your hand and flying or kiting.
Exactly.
So
So anybody that's out there in the chat right now, if you could put something in the chat and let us know how you first started kiting. Was it as easy as you thought it was? Did it take you a bunch of time? Let us know in comments down below.
So that brings me to my second question. When you started to learn and you actually got your hands on the glider, did going and watching more YouTube videos make it easier for you, or did it make it more frustrating for you?
Yes.
After class, when I went back to my camper, I ate dinner as quickly as possible, and then I died every night. I didn't watch anything. I just died.
Shawn, how long did it take for you to learn how to kite a wing, since you had so much background in speed?
That's an interesting question. Basically, in 2016, I was thrown into a coma from a rear-end collision. Someone had struck my motorcycle from behind at 60 miles an hour while I was waiting on a traffic light to turn green.
Oh.
And I was hospitalized for a total of 3.5 weeks, and then had outpatient care for another 6 months because of the TBI, brain injury and such. I lost a fiance in the process, and pretty much everything. When I was in outpatient care, I'd asked the nurses, well, since I'm not allowed to use tools, and I'm not allowed to operate machinery, can I at least kite? I'm not allowed to do anything else. I got to do something. Mental health, yo. So they were like, yeah, you can. I didn't tell them it was my paraglider I was kiting. So I would go out with the glider. To me, it's kind of like like a meditation thing for me. I suffer from a lot of PTSD and things from the accident, and it helps me deal with it. I had planned on taking dancing lessons because my fiance was into dancing. Well, she passed, and since I never got the chance to dance with her, dancing with my glider is my way of dancing with her. It's something personal. Very delicate. The way I handle the wing is very delicate, like I would her, you know. My descriptions sometimes are very odd, but very descriptive enough to where if you repeat the motion, you'll actually think back to what I've said, and it makes sense, and it starts to click. Like, hey, it's just like he said. You know, if I do this, the glider will go this way. If I do this, it'll make it go this way. You know, it's all on perception, the way you see it in your mind.
Who trained you originally as far as kiting?
Don't say God.
That's interesting. Really, I taught myself for the most part. I went to Kyle Oakley for training, for flight training. I shot some videos of me ground handling before even putting a motor on my back. And he had one suggestion. He'd watched me for several hours kiting a wing. He knowed I was kiting it all day too. He sat back, watched me for several hours, and says, "Man, the only thing I see you really doing is you're pulling your A's. Other than that, I think you're ready for a hang check and see if we can't get you up." You know, and I had worked on it for months, 9 months before I could even train. I had to drive to Louisiana, and that's what I did. I drove straight there and stayed for a week, and it was good times. I had a lot of awesome flights with Kyle. The hospitality was second to none. It was great.
I heard
But
nothing but amazing things about Kyle. I think we all love Kyle. He's a good guy, and definitely sorry about the passing of your fiance. That's awful, but it sure is nice to. And now I think we all realize why you kite so much, because you are dancing. It is a dance when you're kiting with a wing, and you said that you kite a lot more than you actually fly. What is the ratio between you kiting and you flying?
60-40. Easy. Usually if it's in Ohio, we have some pretty odd conditions.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what the prevailing winds were like up in Columbus.
Yeah, they're very
Crappy.
Yes, very variant and crappy.
Inconsistent.
Beings that we fall under where the jet stream is, and generally that jet stream really screws with our abilities to fly and such. It can change in a moment's notice. You know, the forecast online can look great. You get out there and it's like huffing 15-mile-an-hour wind, 25 gusts, and you're like, okay, and it changes. You could have absolutely poo-poo wind for ground handling in one area. You can go less than a mile away and have great conditions. It just depends. Kiting and ground handling you can do anywhere. It's free. You've already paid for it. You bought your glider. You bought all your gear. What are you doing? You're flying your stuff. You're packing it away, putting it in your bedroom, and letting it sit there until the next flight, whenever that could be. I want people to enjoy their wings. I want them to get their wings out and have fun with it. Experiment. Make it hard on yourself. Show people it's a challenge. It's not easy, but if you work at it, you can make it look so easy. You can make it look effortless. That's what I do, I guess.
So we usually have a bunch of newbies that are out there that listen to this podcast, and definitely we appreciate everybody that's listening to us on the audio at paratalk.org or watching us live right now on the YouTube at clearproptv.com. I was wondering, what kind of advice would you give people that are just starting this or want to start this? Would you suggest getting a wing that they're going to fly and learn to kite? Maybe one of those smaller wings to try, or an old wing that somebody gave you or you bought off of the internet for $300?
I'd be willing to say there's a lot of room for suggestion because each person is different.
Right.
If they're used to using their muscle memory skills or their ability to do like skill toys and such relatively easy, they might
Like
pick
a
it up
yo-yo?
easier. Like a yo-yo, like astrojacks, like contact juggling, like anything dealing with strings. That helps. Kiting as a background, that helps a lot too, because you understand the physics of the wing and the way the riser's set and how everything kind of correlates to wind. I think something that I wanted to point out too, with Andre Bandera's ground handling challenge, something that I did to kind of step my pace up a lot faster was to do each exercise, but to do it in all directions. Don't just do it once, do it 3 times. You do it 3 times in a row correctly, you move on to the next one. And once you've gotten through all the challenges, you go through it again, but in reverse. And then you make it a challenge to do it however you can come to mind. To set, if you're not challenging yourself and if you're not screwing up, you're not learning anything. That's not helping you. You have to experiment and play with it and feel it. Now, this is absolutely crap wind, and this isn't the best of footage. This was shot with a GoPro session, and I have it zoomed in, but if you pay attention, the majority of the time with this wing, I'm not using my hands at all. Maybe minimal input with the brake here and there. The winds are shifting and gusting. As a matter of fact, on the left-hand side of the video, there is a huge tree line and nothing but woods there. Behind the camera is a church. To the right of the camera is a fire station. And obviously in front is a housing development. I kite out here all the time. It's rotary, it's nasty, but gnarly wind, but you can learn so much just by changing where you're at in that field. The winds change so much that you have to be able to predict from the glider what's going to happen and feel it, experience it, and help guide it to where you want it.
Now you've been flying and kiting for how many years? Couple years, 3 years?
3.
To be able to do such a thing, correct?
It took me about a year and a half to really get to where I wanted, to where I could put it wherever. A lot of the Columbus guys, JP knows, they say, man, you're making me sick, dude. You got your glider out and you're not even looking at it. You're listening to music and you're dancing, you're looking at me and talking to me while you're kiting the wing. You're not even really looks like you're paying attention to it. You're just there. That's because I've done it so much. I do this on purpose. I want to get my glider out. I want people to see it because there's so many people that never get to see a wing. They never see that we can fly these things. We can get these things out and play with them too. We can show people that it's a skill, and if you get it down, you can make it look effortless. You can make it fun. And that's part of it. A lot of these folks that are driving down the street, they have their phones out. They're trying to take pictures of this crazy dude that's out here with this gigantic thing. I've had people stop me and ask me, what is that? Oh, you can fly that. Oh, and you show them a little bit and you say, yeah, if you're looking for more information here, I can lead you here, 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 here. Yeah, check it out. It's great PR.
What's the fastest wind speed that you would recommend a new person just getting into the sport with a brand new wing or older wing trying to kite? What's the maximum speed or wind speed that they should try to kite in?
I would say that would depend on the individual's weight, the glider that they're using, and their skill level.
Okay.
All 3 things, because that does make a huge dramatic impact. I'm 155 pounds. I get an 18-meter wing out. If the wind's blowing any higher than, I would say blowing any higher than 15 miles an hour, it's kind of questionable because your gusts are going to be higher than that. I can take it up to 16 miles an hour gust and have to put my butt on the ground to keep the wing down. Yes, I can control it. Yes, I will have my thighs burning like crazy to try to keep myself down, but I can do it. Anything more than that, I would not, never, not for myself. I wouldn't suggest anybody do it. I would say for beginners, for people that are learning about their gliders and such, lighter wind the better. All right. I would say probably no less than 5 miles an hour, because depending on some wings, some are heavier or lighter than others. That makes a difference too in the wind. I would not suggest anybody kite in higher than 10 to 12 miles an hour starting out. Okay. I would hope that somebody would seek somebody out to help them learn how to control a wing before they're training, as it would help them understand the concepts of, one, how to clip in, two, what to expect and how to prepare your wing before a flight. I'm not teaching people how to fly here. I'm teaching them how to ground handle and kite their wings more efficiently. And it's different for each person. You know, Shawn, where you're at might be different than Kevin. Kevin may be a lot further than anyone. You know, it's hard to say. Every person is at a different level of experience with time under their wing.
Exactly.
I have a
Anybody
question.
on our panel have any questions for Shawn so far?
Yeah, I had a quick question. So for those who fly and are really comfortable, you know, in butter air and not very spicy stuff, and want to kind of step it up a little bit, do you have any resources on some kiting resources and exercises that are good to practice with that will help flying in a little spicier conditions? Does that make sense?
Well, I would suggest the ground handling challenge from Andre Bandera. And the reason why it's so thorough, it is so thorough. He has done such a great job that the majority of the very important aspects of a solid foundation that you need to be proficient with your wing is there. Now, it is the same on flat land as it is if you're on a hillside and such. There is a difference though. The wind is coming at an upward slant on a slope, whereas on the ground it's coming straight on a flat land thing. Okay, there is a minute difference, but not much. You will probably have the tendency to be plucked on a slope, whereas on the ground, if you get plucked, no big deal. Meh, meh, meh. Okay, at worst you fly backwards. Okay, well, kill it, bring it down, get down, wrap the brake, grab the edge of the glider so it's flopping and not going to pull you anywhere, and you're good, you know. And that's an important aspect too, how to kill the wing, you know.
Because I landed after that midday flight and I was like, God, I really don't know how to yank this wing down. Like the brakes aren't working. So I grabbed, I guess, either the C's or D's and yanked on them and it flopped down.
As a matter of fact, I put a video out on that, as well as Andre Bandera. He's done that. I mean, like I said, he's done this stuff for years. So he's very competent in what he's doing. What I would like to do is something along the lines of what he's doing, but on our side of the pond, because a lot of guys can't take that trip across the ocean. You know, a lot of folks just they don't have that kind of the funds to be able to do that. You know, but if I can help them and see where they're at and say, okay, I see you doing this, try this instead. Think of it this way, you know, and explain it to them in such a way that they can pick it up. And once they pick it up and they do it 3 times in a row, that aha moment is about to slap them upside the head like a jellyfish, you know, and then they're like, let's see if I can do this, you know, and that's where it gets fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Real quick, just so everybody knows, we are giving away a t-shirt today. So make sure you like and share this podcast. In a little bit, we're going to tell you all about the sponsor that's going to be giving away some t-shirts. All right. So anybody else in the chat that has any questions, or anybody in the panel that has any questions?
I don't have a question as much as I have a what's the word I'm looking for? if you ever watch Shawn in these videos, don't watch the wing, watch Shawn. And the dude is literally dancing. It's a fluid motion that really, to me, it really does make a lot of sense of what he does and what he's teaching you when he's talking to you about what he's doing. It makes a lot of sense. And Shawn, I've said this to you before. I love what you do. I've watched you 100 times, and it's very, very impressive.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And if you want to come up and experience the Calamity Kite Session, Kite Clinic, I'll be more than happy to work with you, especially with your reverses, man. Like you said, if that's a struggling point for you, is that a struggling point for you?
Not reverses, no.
So your forwards?
No, just keeping it above my head.
I can help you with that.
I know.
And really, there's times where I spent 2 minutes. Jeff Jolliffe actually had witnessed me walk over to this chick that was trying to ground handle her wing and was struggling with it. I spent 2 minutes with her, turned around and walked away and said, "Watch this, Jeff." She pulled it up and was able to keep it up and was not struggling with it. It just kind of clicked. And she was like, "Oh," And it just depends. The way I see it is, if you're willing to listen, you will learn more. Just if you're willing to listen and actually take what I've told you and use that, or try it that way, or try to visualize it in your mind first, it starts to make sense. It starts to click. And then it starts to grow because you're building confidence, and not just your wing, but in yourself as well. And that's an important part of what we do.
That is important to you got to get some confidence to be able to take the next step and not be scared of it.
Absolutely. Like Kevin can fly. I think he would agree with me on this. When I ground handle, a lot of times I'm dancing around like a fool, right? No big deal. I'll flap my arms. I'll wave to traffic. I'll collapse half my wing. No big woo, 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 But I'll also ground handle like I ground handle, not like I'm kiting. Kiting is different. I view it as two different things. Kiting is playtime. That means goof off. That means get yourself in an unfamiliar, uncomfortable position and get yourself out of it. Learn from it. Ground handling is, I'm serious. I'm not playing around. Brakes are in my hands, just like if I had the motor on my back. When I'm ground handling, I'm sitting in a bear poops in the woods stance. That means my back is straight. When I have the wing up above me, my back is straight, and I'm leaning back as I'm moving forward. I'm holding the wing there just like I would if I had my motor on my back. That is an important part of this, because with a motor on your back, it is different than free flight kiting. And there's a very subtle difference. They complement each other, kind of like brother and sister, whereas hang gliding is like a cousin.
Hey, Shawn, I got a question for you. I've been looking at some things. One of the things that popped up was people trying to kite a wing with a regular kiting harness, and some people are putting on their motor and kiting. And real quick, for all the people that are watching right now, this is part one of how to get a free t-shirt. What t-shirt am I wearing from what paramotor company? All right. So Shawn, would it be good to kite with a paramotor on your back, or I don't know, your regular kiting harness, or both? And what would be the difference between the two? Obviously, besides the motor being heavy as hell.
Well, I would not suggest a motor on your back ground handling and kiting for beginners. Just because I think it's more important for them to get that feedback. You get feedback from your harness when it's a kiting harness or a free flight harness. I prefer free flight harnesses over anything. The reason why is you got more feedback. You can feel what the wing is telling you. You really can. When you spend enough time underneath it, you instinctually start to feel things at your hips where the connection points are. I don't like kiting harnesses. I never really have. I do see their function and help people learn the beginning aspects of having a motor on. Some motors clip in differently, which I can see if you have J bars or something like that, where that might be beneficial. But I think a free flight harness is much more beneficial to the individual, because not only can they kite with that harness, but they can fly with it as well. It's meant for flight. You're going to be comfortable. If you get plucked, you'll be able to sit in that seat without having your legs go numb. You know, comfort is king. You want to be comfortable. You want to make that wing comfortable above you.
Well, one other thing I'll add to that is if you're wearing a free flight harness, generally they either have an airbag or they have a foam back protection. And if you do get plucked and you wind up on your back, it doesn't take more than a 4-foot fall to break vertebrae.
Correct. Absolutely. And that's where I think that the free flight harnesses are really not only a good thing, but one of the best things to have in your toolbox.
And if you fall backwards with your motor, you might, when you turtle, hurt your prop, and we don't want to do that. If you all want a free t-shirt, check this t-shirt out again. Let me get a little bit closer. Oh, all you see is PPG Grandpa. Here we go. This is the kind of t-shirt that we'll get, and we're going to be giving away. In the chat, let us know what this says. What does this say right here? What does this say?
You want me to read it? Because I can win the shirt right now.
We don't want to. Nobody say anything.
True North.
You actually have to see this. You can't be on the audio listening to this and win. And you must be present to win.
So do I call it now?
I see Bill H. Bill H. has got it.
There we go. Make sure that you post something in the chat real quick about where it is, and is there a .com associated with it? JP, get a spinning wheel ready, because we're going to be doing a spinning wheel at the end of this podcast.
Oh, we should have had Sean do that. Sean's
Sean,
I'm the guest.
Sean's the guest right now.
I'm the guest.
He's just kicking back.
Yeah.
So anybody that that knows what this shirt is, the name of it, and possibly the .com, and when is this going to be launched, the new .com? Here's a hint. I put it in the description down below. All right, guys. It is 8 o'clock now, but we can continue as long
Looks
as
like we got a winner, Bill H.
Good job. Good job, JP.
Way to go, Bill Herman.
So
Bill Herman got it.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and give away. Let's go ahead and give away a second one. But everybody that puts the correct thing down there goes over and likes his page over at the Paramotor place. That's right here. Make sure you see it. Go there and like it. And I know we're not going to say it just yet, but we'll give away a second T-shirt. All you need to do is put the name of the Paramotor company into the chat, and we'll spin the wheel for a second T-shirt here in a little bit. Sean, how long can you chat with us today? You still got some time?
Yeah, I got some time. I got plenty of time.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there. I'll be happy to say their name if they want to send me a free frame or paramotor to fly.
Hey, Sean.
Just so everyone knows, we're going to have John actually on the show here in a week or two.
Hey, Sean.
Yes, sir. Which Sean?
Bill H has got it. Just so you know.
Bill H got number one.
He got correct. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll be right back.
First, I heard of it.
Anytime. Okay. Anybody that puts that same information in the chat, we're going to put you in a spinning wheel. JP is. So all the people that put that name of the Paramotor company in the chat, you guys too in the panel. I don't care. I mean, you guys too in the panel. Why not?
Chuck Johnston and Randall Wilson has put them in. Put the correct names in. Okay. Walter, you can't win, dude. No one's sending nothing over to Melbourne, Australia.
JP is going to put all the names of the people that put this Paramotor company in the chat in a spinning wheel. So we're going to be doing that in a moment. Sean's taking a break real quick. Anybody in the in our panel have any questions or something you want to talk about?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of Bill H,
Yes.
we did some hanging out with him, this last weekend.
Right.
Yay!
He got his start in this because he flew kites. I forget what they're called, but the kites with the two handles.
The trick kites,
the trick kites, yeah.
Right.
He was into that real hard, and he saw John Hudson teaching someone to kite for paramotor, and that's how he got introduced to it. So it's through trick kite.
Very cool. Very cool.
And again, that falls back to lines, understanding tension on the lines, what the air is doing, the wind window. You can't make a stunt kite, trick kite do things unless you make those lines slack, and then you do the unnatural thing with it.
My background was in sailing. I thought I was going to have this kiting thing. Oh man, I know the wind. Yeah, not the same.
No. And it's a feeling thing too. Like I said, each person is different. I tend to, I've helped some people out. I've watched some people, and then I said, okay, look, you're doing this right, but I would do this instead. Give this a shot. You know what I mean? And give them the experience, the feeling. Let them see what happens when they do this to extreme. Then you say, give it just a little bit and then do it. All right, now do it in reverse. Now you're forcing yourself to learn what that glider's telling you. You see, when you set up a challenge to where you can do the challenge, set it up a step further. Make it to where you don't take a step. Make it to where you can only step backwards 3 steps. Limit yourself to 10 steps back, 10 steps forward, or it would be 10 back, 20 forward. You see, make it a circle. Make it a circle around you. Force yourself to not move that glider and let the glider fly itself. Because guess what? That's what it's made for. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's great tips to not just try to kite and keep it up and dance with the glider with it leading, but to kind of try to lead the glider.
Well, it's learning from the glider to help you lead it. You're not really leading it. You're more following its suggestion. If it's going where you don't want it to, well, you have to guide it to where you want it. And you have to understand, the wind window. Like I'm saying, the wind window plays a huge role in this. You can bring your wing up half inflated on one side of the wing from one side of the window, and it's the opposite on the other side. And you can bring it right up with half the sail inflated, the other half flopping like a wet noodle.
I heard somebody can actually kite in 360 degrees. How does that work?
Well, no winds.
I want to learn that. Shawn knows how to learn that.
Yeah, you can learn that. You just have to run. That's all. And it's pretty easy. You run, a little bit of weight shift to the right, pull to the right, and run. Just keep running like a fool.
A big circle.
Run in circles. That's exactly it. And yeah, there's a finesse and a trick to that. I believe what you were referring to there, Skinny Chef Shane, when you were mentioning to me, was the 360 spin, which is something completely different. It's more like a ground heli, but it requires a certain type of glider to be able to do that 360 in a certain type of wind. And unfortunately, I'm not in the correct area to be able to do such things. Other than that, I've done every single challenge on the ground handling challenge and then some, and have made it so creatively twisted for myself that now I do the challenges without even looking at it. I go through it. I go through it all the time.
It's like Shawn said, he made it really twisted. Real quick before we continue, if anybody needs to leave, I know Tommy unfortunately needs to leave. We thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Tommy. Have a great day, and hopefully we can go out flying pretty soon.
Yes. This weekend I'm totally free, so weather's good. Let's definitely do something.
Tommy, I'm not free this weekend because I'll be at a fly-in. Just so you know.
Is Shawn invited to the fly-in?
What fly-in? I mean,
you know the right name, Shane.
Guys.
Wow. Tommy, have a good one.
See you guys later.
Bye.
All right, see you later. Does anybody else need to leave? It is after 8 o'clock. I want to make sure everybody is.
I do. I'm gonna bug out. Actually, it was really awesome talking to y'all. Shawn, thank you. PPG Grandpa, thank you. It was great to see you this last weekend.
You're welcome
It
back
was-
anytime, Doug.
Definitely.
Thanks,
fun.
Linda. It's great to see you.
Great to see you too. Don's like, hey.
Yeah. Y'all take care. I appreciate you.
All
No
right. Yeah.
problem.
Thank you so much. Don, are you staying or you got to go too?
I gotta go. 4 a.m.'s coming early.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much for joining us, and make sure that you listen to our podcast. The next time you go driving, you'll hear yourself a little bit.
Thanks, Don.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much, Don. We appreciate you. We're coming to the end of the actual podcast, but I am going to post the link to get into the Zoom meeting with us. You can actually talk with Shawn and us, and we're going to be spinning the wheel here in just a moment to see who else has won a t-shirt. So the meeting ID is now in the chat, and join us if you want to.
If you don't
And if
see your name
people-
on the wheel, tell me.
If
Yeah,
if people want to get updates and be able to see videos on more ground handling and such, I will have them on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting more information and more things out there as time progresses. So yeah, keep your eye out for that, because new
Definitely.
stuff will be coming up. I will be posting certain things with people as long as they're okay with it. You know, maybe perhaps the beginning of what calamity was going on, and then after spending time with them, seeing where they're at and how much they developed, so that way they have something to kind of go off of and see their growth.
Exactly. Just in case you are late to the podcast, don't worry. All we're doing is we're giving away some t-shirts and opening up the chat to anybody that wants to come in for our after party. The only thing that you need to do to get your name on this little spinning wheel is write down in the chat what shirt I'm wearing from what paramotor company. If you scroll up, it's actually there. If you go down to the description, it's there with a link. So post that in the chat. We're going to be spinning the wheel here in just a moment. You guys want to join us? I posted the meeting room, the password, and the link. So make sure you let JP know if you do not have your name on the spinning wheel. We are going to spin it in, what do you say, 5 minutes at 8:15? Does that sound good, guys?
I think JP broke the internet.
JP?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So in 5 minutes, we're going to spin the wheel. So make sure you let JP know what
Yes,
paramotor
well,
company.
put your name in, but nobody's going to send you if you want in. You're going to have to foot
Write
the bill
down-
for shipping.
Write down this name right here that you see on this t-shirt. This is the t-shirt that you'll win. We already got one winner. We're going to give away another one with a spinning wheel here. Winner,
Wait,
winner.
is it 2 hours difference over there?
It's 8:10 right now, 8:11.
Oh, okay, because this is only 6 after.
So in 4 more minutes, we're going to spin the wheel and give away a second t-shirt.
Too many time zones.
Ain't that the truth? Looks like we lost a lot of people, and we're down to just Linda, JP, Shane, myself, and Shawn. So
Maybe Doug may jump on a little bit. He's finishing class.
It's 9/11 here, FYI.
ooh, 9/11, never forget.
Past your bedtime, Shane.
No, I got 3 more hours.
Oh, well then.
It's almost
Hang
past
with
my
us
bedtime.
then.
And really with
Yeah, I
the
believe it. I believe that. Yeah.
with the ground handling and the kiting stuff, I've spent so much time doing it that I'm pretty humble about it. I don't really see it as a big deal. But I mean, other people that see it, they're pretty blown away by it. So evidently I'm doing something a little different than most. I do know that the way that I ground handle is pretty similar to some of the European countries where the people grow up paragliding. You know, they grow into it, their families into it. They've flown their whole life, kind of thing. I've had some people comment like, "That's how we do it." You know, I'm like, "Yeah, good stuff." You know.
If you're listening to us right now, anybody that joins us in here gets a second name on the spinning wheel.
Yay!
And Walter is going to be getting a second one. So
How's
make
them
sure-
Hey, look at y'all jumping in.
I gotta pay for delivery if I win.
How them earthquakes down there in Australia, Walter?
Earthquakes?
Yeah. Didn't you guys have like a 3.3 down there in the center of Australia? Followed by 4 other ones on the outer.
If it did, I was asleep. I didn't hear a thing. I haven't heard anything on the radio yet.
Hey, Shawn, Bill H put in the chat to put his win back into the spin and spin it again for a new winner because he can get his locally.
Okay. Okay. So we got
right.
2 T-shirts to give away. If you guys are watching us right now, all you have to do is put this name right here into the chat to get 1 spin. Join us. I got the link to join into the Zoom chat. If you jump here into the chat, we'll put your name in again. So you got double the chance of winning.
Double.
Double.
A big shout out to Bill H for to giving back that T-shirt that he won.
And Bill
What
H.
are we doing?
Yeah,
Bill H.
thanks, Bill. Another chance for me, Bill. Thank you.
Walter,
Yes, sir.
Walter.
you have a better chance of keeping koalas, bears, and kangaroos out of your garden than you do us
Yeah.
sending around one of those shirts.
Bill
Yeah.
H. is a good guy.
Walter, if you win, I'll hop in the paramotor and fly one over for you.
Thank you, sir.
What's
Excellent.
up, Chuck?
I think
Chuck,
what
Walter in the house.
I think what really started.
Linda.
I love you, Walter.
Don't spit on the bananas, bub.
I think what really started to
God,
open
the
my
banana.
eyes to where I was with my ground handling and cutting my wings was when I went to Palmbay. I was out there kiting my wing pretty much the whole event. Was the only one that was walking between the flying fields, down in between the RVs with my glider up in the air, kiting up and down, the most worst of areas behind tents and such. When Mr. Jeff Goen was giving a presentation and I didn't realize because I was too busy doing my own thing, he was like, "That guy out there, be like him," you know. That kind of woke me up to, wow, okay, well then I'm doing the right things. I'm doing it the right way then, you know. And yeah, it was a very neat experience. And it kind of opened my eyes to, you know, the guys locally, like JP likes to give me a hard time sometimes. You know, we'll poke fun at each other and say certain things, just kind of get each other's goat sometimes, you know. And he's like, "Man, you got
me. I would never give Shawn a hard time."
Well, you know, yeah, he's like, "Man, you got some skills, you know." And some of the other local guys are like, "Yeah, man, you know, you make me sick. I can't stand to watch you kite because it's just so stupid easy. It's just, I wish I could do that. I can't do that, you know." Well, actually, you can, you know. And I'd like to help some of those guys out, you know, some of the local guys that would actually help me get a good start. I need people. I need reviews. I need people that, for example, Brandon McLeod. I went down there to Tri-State Skywalkers, hung out with Mr. Brandon McLeod, was picking up my Pegasus 2 from him. I had the trims completely out, hooked into a harness that wasn't even mine, and brought it up no hands, kept it up no hands. And he's looking at me going, "Dude, you're not even walking with it." I'm like, "I don't need to, man." "Oh, this trim's out, by the way." He's like, "You're making me sick." Yeah, really, Kite Jedi.
With trims out, it must have been pretty windy.
No, it wasn't windy at all, actually. Most of them guys had to walk forward to keep their gliders up. I was just sitting still like,
What wing was it then?
It was a Pegasus 2.
Pegasus 2? Kind of a new wing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of the students had flown it, and it was a newer wing, you know, and yeah, it stayed right up.
Amazing what these new wings can do. These old wings, are just like tablecloths with rope trying to pull those things up.
I actually have an 18-year-old glider that is a Gin Bandit. Okay, I can kite that thing. I kited that thing on purpose to make it harder on myself, because if I can do it on that, I can do it on newer technology, and
That's
That's
a really
good. Sean, I was going to ask a question. Well, I did in the chat. I've got a 20-year-old wing. It's a sub.
Mm-hmm.
How much easier would it be to kite a new wing?
That's a great question. It would be a lot easier, actually. One, the way the science and technology has expanded in paragliding design falls a lot back to kites.
Yeah.
They're kind of like I said, brother and sister. Paragliding versus paramotoring. Kiting, waterboarding, wakeboarding, things like that, using traction kites for buggies down the beach. It's the same kind of concept. You're controlling that wing in the same way, just a little differently, because there's more lines involved. The leading edges.
I had a 4-liner 20-odd years more ago, so I flew that, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to pop up my chute in actual fact, and being old.
Yeah.
And it's quite surprising. And I'm thinking, like, well, how much easier can it be? I mean, they're half the weight. I think my chute's about 9 kilos. So what are they now? About 3, 4, 5?
That I don't know. You'd fly a PPC wing. That's a little bit different.
No. I've got a proper SUP paragliding wing.
Oh, okay. I got you.
For myself. Yeah, with a harness and everything. So I play around with that a bit, and I haven't had a new wing to even see or feel, let alone fly it.
What you'll experience is a newer wing wouldn't be as doggy.
Yeah.
It would be more responsive to your inputs. Yeah. Another thing is the inflatability of it, the stability of that wing. As far as taking collapses and such, reinflating and such, like I said, that has a lot to do with technology. And that technology has finally been introduced to the sport where it's actually starting to get really good, Yeah.
I'd love to play with a new wing, but that's to come.
And I think a lot of it has to do with your experience level with the wing and where you're at as far as your experience level. You don't want to be kiting a C wing or a D wing. If you're not you don't want to even mess with those wings yet. You want to be at the beginner or intermediate level wing so you can actually do stuff with it, but it has the ability to reinflate with minimal inputs.
I just enjoy playing with it, Sean.
I need like a 1/2 A wing that inflates with helium. Keep it up there.
They actually do have inflatable kites for that. They actually do have inflatable kites for that for wakeboarding.
The water ones. The front edge is pumped up so they don't sink in the water.
Yeah. You can fill those with helium, but it'll be pretty expensive.
All right, guys, I really appreciate everyone that has been watching this. You must be present to win. Thank you. I haven't been able to get to the chat because of all the stuff that we're doing here, but let me look through here the chat. Nick Griffin, we got JR Paramotor, Shondor is here. Welcome. Who else? Bill H, who won the first one that gave back his shirt, so we can put it back in here.
He's also a Padawan of Kyle Ugly, by the way. Wink.
Another Kyle? Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
Who
you
else?
See Kyle,
what's that?
You see Kyle O fell off of his one-wheeler this morning.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Bruised his hands up pretty bad, pretty gnarly. Got a little bit of road rash, Yeah, it happens, man. But it's a good lesson. Don't trust your equipment, because if it's got a motor, it's going to fail.
Those one-wheelers, I think more people get damaged on that than their paragliders.
I know, exactly.
You know, and I do want to give out, a couple shout outs. One to is Mr. Brandon McLeod. Another one is to Predator Paramotors, Chris Holbert. You know, you heard JP talking about him. He's got some pretty mad skills. And I've enjoyed being at the fly-ins with him and watching him do his thing too. An incredible instructor, man. He's got some skills. Skinny Chef Shane, well, you know, we all know he's pretty constipated. That's how he comes up with the gags.
I thought my computer was like backfiring or something. Like, what the heck?
But yeah, you know, and Robert Michaels, you know, for having me moderate the show. And I came in at 31 episodes, and that was right after I was released from the outpatient care. That was after my training, as a matter of fact. So
that's
just
a lot of balls of rice, my friend.
I know. Yeah, several years worth, as a matter of fact. But that's quite an accomplishment for a person that just came out of a coma with a brain injury to be able to do what I've done. I'm very fortunate to have been included in the show, to be on with the show.
Thank you.
You know?
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Shawn, you, for me personally, to wake up from a coma and have dreadlocks would be horrible.
Well, the funny thing is I had dreadlocks like 8 years before. So yeah, I've had my dreads for a long time. It had gotten my coma had gotten, the brain swelling had gotten so bad that they were telling my folks the day before I woke up that they were needing to drill a hole in my skull to relieve the pressure because only half of my brain was working. And what's really funny is they found that they were putting the saline salt solution in my arm to shrink my brain, but I was metabolizing it so fast that it didn't even reach my brain. So the nurse suggested put it in my chest instead. That was the night before. And then I woke up the next day and swelling was going down, everything. People were freaking out. They moved me down 3 floors. And then the next day, 3 floors from that. And then the next day, they released me. It was pretty wild.
Amazing.
How long?
Yeah.
You got to do Robert's
2 weeks.
show. We need you for
I was
Robert's
down
show.
4.
Yeah. It was.
I was in a coma 4 weeks. When I woke up, I couldn't walk. I couldn't eat.
Well, and that's the wild thing. When I woke up, they expected me to need to learn how to read, write, walk, talk, and everything. I woke up doing all that. I was joking with the nurse when I woke up. She's like, "Can you see me?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Can you hear me?" I'm like, "Do you want me to pay for you too?" You know? And she jaw just dropped. I'm like, "Why is she looking at me like I'm an idiot?" That was funny, you know. But she was like, "Oh my God, this guy just woke up out of a coma and he's got a sense of humor." You know, yeah. It was definitely the exception, not the rule.
It took me a while to get out from under my.
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate, man. I was doing everything that they told me not to do, and it was working for me. And it was because I understood myself. And I think a lot of that stuff, a lot of people have a hard time grasping why I do so much ground handling. I do it because it's a form of therapy for me. When I was in the kiting circuit demoing wings for people that would come to events, it's a different experience. Nothing is more important than that kite or that glider in the air. Yes, people around you, your environment is important, but nothing is more important in here than that glider in that air. And you stay focused on it. You pay attention to it. It will tell you what it wants. And you give it what it wants, and it's a happy, happy, happy thing. And
Exactly.
stay
You
right
dance
up
with it. Don't fight with it. Dance with it.
Yes,
I've
listen
been
to
able
it.
to. I've been able to see that with the SIVs, Shawn.
Yeah.
And a quick shout out to Skylab SIV with Andrew Fuller. I do fly the SkyTap Angel paramotor. So once again, Andrew Fuller, thank you very much. Without him, I would have broken props and everything else. Took two SIV courses with him, and of course Leah Catul and all the great people over at Skylab and SkyTap Paramotors. We are a little bit past the point of spinning the wheel.
No, he's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of time. That poor guy, I know what JP's going through. He's got at least a half hour more to go to catch up.
Doggone, the wheel got full.
Hey, who's got my bowl of rice? I want to know.
I ain't even got my name on there.
Did I get a bowl of rice tonight?
I put it in there. My name ain't on there. What's up with that, yo?
I can't even see those names. It's all blurry.
I don't see Linda's name in there.
I want to
Linda,
say,
where's your bifocals?
I have my.
I don't see Sandy's name in there.
I want to say thank
No,
you.
I'm not.
everyone.
I can't win it because I'm on the panel. I'm not like on the chat.
I got to give you grief, JP. You're doing a great job, buddy.
JP,
I know
you
it's
got
work.
my name in there. I can't see it.
Well,
I know. I know. I mean, I
JP,
can't. It's all
Sean does a
blurry.
better job.
if it lands on me, I'm putting it back
Blurry.
in the pot. We already had Bill H that won, and he put his back in the pot. So we got 2 T-shirts that we're going to be giving away from True North Paramotor. Does anybody know who at True North we're talking about?
John?
The main man.
Yeah, John. You know his last name?
Oh, not.
John Hudson.
Anyone in
Did
the
you
chat get
mention
it? And
it?
I'll put their name in
Yes.
a third time.
He is
John
gonna,
Hudson.
Yep. He
I
is
don't know
gonna-
his name, but I think that wheel's on my name. I win, right?
After it's as long as it's still there. Want to say thank you so much for everybody that's in the chat that's asked questions. Definitely, Sean, thank you for coming on the show and talking to us about kiting. Lots of really good information. Can't wait to listen to the podcast again, which I normally do like the next day because it's really nice to re-listen to everything because we're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And even though you can see my face or, you think I'm here, I'm actually looking on other screens, looking at different things to talk about.
I'm reading
Let
the
me
chat.
guess. Let me guess. You're not wearing pants.
Here's some,
Oh my God, I'm not.
here's something to let people know as well. Calamity Kite Clinic is a very beginning of a thing that I'm starting. I like what Andre is putting out. I like what he's doing. I don't compare myself to him by any means, but I am in agreement with the way that he's designed everything and laid everything out in such a way that is very clear and precise. And if I can help people understand what he's put out from the other side of the pond, which, the other side of the ocean, and can help others here understand the concepts a little better. Sometimes, seeing something on your phone, like for example, when you say, I have to ... poop. And then you say, I gotta poop. There's a big difference there. And it's hard to correlate which and what time and how to do things. Sometimes.
Well, that would all depend on if you really did have to poop.
Well,
or if you're constipated, you may just end up with ...
Well, but it's both. But that's the thing. It's both typed in, but it has 2 different meanings. It's the same words, just has 2 different meanings, and people can misunderstand that sometimes. It's very easy to exactly. You see, that could be taken one of 2 ways. There is no crap or no crap, as in no kidding. You see. And that's exactly what I mean.
Here we go.
If I can help make things clearer for people,
spin the wheel,
get them through challenges that are hard for them to understand by being there with them and working on those aspects and parts, the aha moment will come much clearer, and they'll be able to progress and keep challenging themselves afterwards. That's what I'm aiming for, is for more guys to be out there with their wings, having fun with them.
Absolutely.
JP, spin that wheel.
Funny.
JP, I don't know what you're doing.
My computer's tripping out. How ridiculous does this look?
I think you're.
Spinny wheel's all blurry. I can't see names.
I need a magnifying glass to see it.
I know.
Hey, that's a personal problem.
We need
I'm about to spin it. I'm about to spin it. Here we go.
We need Shawn to do the spinning
Close
wheel.
out the screen share. Close out the
It's
screen
not like
share
your
and
spinning
reopen it.
wheel. Shawn, that's not like your spinning wheel at all.
Yeah. We'll have
Like
to
my,
set
that's like Sean's wheel.
You must be
Usually
you
I
must
don't
be
get
present to win.
price
Once
for this
we
one?
spin your once it lands on your name, to make sure that we know that you really are here. Scream and shout in the chat, letting us know that you're here and you won and you're very happy to win. And we're going to spin this twice.
Happy to win.
Anybody that wants to join us here on
You
Zoom?
don't really want us to
welcome to.
scream and shout.
That's a crazy screen.
Crazy
JP,
wheel.
You're our
Okay,
technical
Now
guy.
the spinning wheel looks like
JP is being very technical. He's got a channel
know, it's
inside of a
getting-
channel inside of a channel.
JP.
It's
I know.
like it's in
I
a
know.
tunnel.
JP,
I think it's spinning right now. What
I
did it
think
land
we
on?
lost JP.
That's all pretty freaky. Let me tell you right now. It reminds me of the '60s.
It reminds
Yeah, I
me of
don't
last
even know.
Man,
It's all, it looks
freaking
like
out.
all these pop-ups.
This reminds me of when I got the wrong part from Napa Know How. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Oh!
Wow.
you know,
And today we're viewing inside the mind of JP Tulo in his wildest
I
environment
know.
ever.
keeps going and
It's all freaky.
going.
That's all on how you set it up, Bubba.
Opportunity to
All right,
mention, don't forget to like
JP,
the
that's
show.
enough. Let's spin the wheel.
God,
We appreciate
There
the
goes-
thumbs up. Throw me a.
there goes the rating.
Thumbs
I need one
up.
more thumbs up to finish it. I need
No
one more
bowl of
thumbs
rice
up
for
to
you.
spin the
Jeez,
wheel.
this
Holy
take it
crap! I
forever.
feel like we're gonna go back in time. Is this
I
the hot
know.
tub time machine?
Stop
I
blue.
need
It looks like a
another team
time
to say
tunnel.
20, or I can spin the
I'm
wheel.
gonna believe
Somebody
in
throw me
see
a
the
thumbs
ch-
up.
I see the chat moving, but I don't see the wheel spinning.
Hey, real quick, how many people are in the wheel? Because we got 22 people watching. And how many people are?
23.
I'm sure they're all in the wheel.
Can't change
See, my-
screens without losing.
I don't know what
everything.
this mess is right here.
JP, we're losing it. It's getting smaller and smaller. It's like it's getting colder and colder.
I'm like in a tunnel. We're like in a tunnel.
It's because he's viewing
Yeah.
it on YouTube.
Time tunnel.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
only us
Viewing
old
it
people
from
would
his
remember that
screen,
show.
he's viewing it from
He's
YouTube.
all messing,
right.
he's messing with us.
All right,
You want to
JP.
spin the wheel?
Oh, dang,
Yeah.
my
Let's-
eyes.
Let's spin the wheel.
This is
Now
the
I gotta
last
get new
time.
glasses tomorrow. Good
So-
Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
look,
what
where'd
is
my wheel
this?
go?
What is that?
No, where
Hang
did
on.
your wheel go? It's not on YouTube.
Oh, he's looking at.
God.
There you
There
go.
you go.
He was
Did
Good
you,
on
did you
you.
click
All
on
right.
smoothing so it's a smooth thing and not all
Can you,
jumpy, so
like-
we know who won?
JP,
You like-
be careful. You got
yeah.
hairs on your chin.
All right.
That's all blurry.
I think JP's going to go gray after this. I can see it
Hey,
starting to
Shane.
form already.
He's
All right,
definitely-
everybody in the
JP.
chat, is your name on there? If you answer,
Yep.
I wouldn't even know because I can't even read it.
Yeah.
if you're not on
Linda's
there,
there.
you have 30 seconds
Sean?
to say
Right?
something.
Go there, Linda.
Johnster's like, huh?
Hey, Shane, it's not as pretty wheel as yours.
What kind of wheel?
Just so everyone knows. Hey, who do we have next week? Who's booked for next week on the show?
Book for next week?
Yeah, do we have someone?
Oh,
Yeah, Linda. You're the booker.
You
No,
can't ask me those things right now because then
Sean
I
Doyle,
have to
you're in
go
there
through
twice. I don't want
I
to hear
write
it.
all their names on a list and I have to go through my list and then I can say, oh yeah,
I
this
think
guy.
we have someone next week, and then
Oh,
we
you can't have duplicates.
John Hudson the following week. And when he's on, he's going to give away a lot more cool stuff, including more T-shirts.
Can't have duplicates, JP.
Next week.
I want to get JT on here.
How did Sandor
And
get?
Sean Doyle said I didn't
JT.
Shandor,
Sandor,
because he.
Shandor used to do that to me all the time.
I want to
That's
get
why-
JT on here.
That's why you get rid
I
of
just
one
want
of
to
them.
say, if JP wins, it's rigged. Definitely rigged.
There's no way to rig it.
Yeah.
It is if it lands on your name.
all right,
All
I think
right, spin it.
I think it's ready to spin. We're going to spin
Turning
this
my
twice.
eyes. Spin it.
Come on,
me,
spin the
baby.
wheel, JP.
Come on, spin
Are we
it.
ready?
Spin it.
We're ready.
Spin it.
Do it. Do it.
Two,
The audio.
Two,
one.
one.
Who can even read that?
There
JP,
we
do a long
can't even
spin.
see if he's spinning it.
Who can see that? I can't read. Who can
Ready?
read all that?
I can read
We
it.
can read it. We can read it
Yeah,
now.
go.
I'm gonna go ahead and say John
Announce the winner.
Slow Days wins
Gone fuzzy
before the
now.
win.
That's
Yay,
because you're
GG,
playing with it too much.
Sundays. Yeah.
Ready? Ready?
Now it's gonna take forever, dude.
Oh.
Come on, spin it.
It's so funny. My eyes are like burning.
Okay, there we go.
Here we
Yay.
go. Good Lord.
Boy,
Come
I mean,
on,
what did
Slow
we
Days.
say at 8:15? We
come
were
in,
getting-
spinner.
Don't tell me to read that because I can't see.
Well, this message
Why
was
is it- why
brought
does
to
it keep on
you
getting
by.
smaller? It was
Look at
nice
all
and
the
big.
colors,
Oh,
man.
it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Shonster, you're seeing
Are
what
you
I'm
kidding me,
seeing.
Bill H?
Shonster, see
Chuck.
what I'm seeing.
Randall?
Wait.
Walter?
Huh?
Bill H. Bill
No,
H.
Walter?
Hey, keep
Walter?
going, keep going,
No.
keep going.
Who is
Keep
it?
going.
Randall!
Go, go.
Randall.
Randall in the chat.
Congratulations, Randall.
Hey, that hurts.
Randall who?
He's the winner. All right,
You
Randall.
needed to
Randall's-
hold your finger on the button just one more.
Randall,
needed that
jump
shirt. I don't
up
have
and
any
down for
clothes.
joy. Jump up and down for joy in the chat. Let us know that you're here. You got 30 seconds.
Randall.
And if we do not see you, we're gonna spin it.
Look, it stopped on me.
That's
So,
so bad.
let's go ahead and spin. Let's go ahead, JP. Let's spin number 2 T-shirt, and that way we'll
Nice,
have
spin it
some
already.
time to
What's going on
see.
here?
So let's go ahead and spin for number 2 T-shirt. Randall, jump in the chat and say that you're here, so you can
Gotta be here to win.
win.
Very sad wheel.
We're gonna have to.
And then
We're
I
gonna have
can't
to.
even see the names on the side there.
That's all right. It pops up at the very end of who
No,
actually.
it doesn't.
Chuck, Sean, Linda. Oh, wait, this isn't going to be good. I just kind of put you guys in there as jokey.
Faster.
PPG Grandpa.
Whoa.
Sean, you got to send yourself a shirt.
No, it's PPG Grandpa.
Oh my God!
This
Oh my
is
God!
rigged.
It's rigged.
Oh, the grandpa wins.
Just wear it because you already got it on.
Another spin because he said he was
So-
going to give it back.
So
You are going to wash that before you send it out, aren't you?
no, you get to smell. You get to smell the PPG grandpa. I mean, you get the scent. Of
Give her another
Oh,
spin,
man.
JP.
Just like in rodeo, re-ride.
Who wants a smelly
I've
grandpa
spent-
T-shirt?
I spent the weekend
I
with him
think
in a
Randall might have
camper.
lost his win. He's not saying anything in the chat.
Uh-oh.
This is
That's
still
not
number 2.
Ah,
If Randall doesn't say anything, we're gonna have to spin it again.
I don't
to
see
get
him.
T-shirt
Yeah.
number 1.
I haven't seen him.
Snoozer, snoozer.
Get ready to send that
Come
shirt to
on,
Australia.
Walter.
Bill
Australia.
H wins
Boy.
again.
Walter!
Boy.
Walter!
Oh,
Moon Sim. Oh. Congratulations, Moon Sim.
You still in here, Moonson?
Definitely.
Guys,
need to
you're
say
not
something.
a very good spinner.
Do we hear anything from?
Come on. No, I haven't heard
see
anything
anybody.
from the first one.
Randall?
Randall, I'm sorry, yes.
Or Moon?
I have
don't
not seen
believe.
anything.
All right. So,
But
Randall,
has it been the appropriate amount of minutes, though?
It's been 3
They had 30
spins.
seconds to say
Yeah.
something.
Oh, well,
I'm-
then
I'm-
I
I'm looking on here on the actual
SI, and I have not seen.
Nope. Yeah, I'm looking at the live stream right now, and Bill H even said, "Congratulations, PPG Grandpa." So
no.
I think that it's time to spin for T-shirt number 1 again. Make sure that Moonsmith says something in the chat to make sure
Oh, my
that
God.
We haven't seen Moonsmith either. Just, I mean, we'll spin this one, but then we'll go back to that.
Wait. I just saw the names and then it went blurry again.
all right.
You're
He
in
had
there,
it. He
Linda.
had it all clear and then it went crazy. It went blurry.
You're in, Linda.
I know, but I mean, the screen was like clear just for a second. and then it went back to blurry.
Maybe you need a new computer monitor.
Maybe you need some new eyes.
No, because I'm Thursday night. On Thursday night, I see the spinning wheel just fine.
We need a better spinning wheel. That's all it is. We need a better
Oh,
spinning
is that
wheel.
what it is? Okay, then.
One last chance for Randall. Randall?
Let's see.
Going once.
Going once?
Going twice. Randall.
I'll see him.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it.
Randall, if you get to see this after the fact,
there is time delay.
Email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. Let me know that you saw that you won, and maybe we can give you another prize.
I've been watching the chat the entire time.
Spin that wheel.
All right, let's go ahead and spin it.
Shondor says he's in the wheel twice. One should be removed.
I put a couple of those guys in twice because they mentioned True North. I thought that's what we were doing.
Well, here we go. Give her a spin, JP. Come on,
So
man.
if it lands on Shondor's name, that was the one that should have been removed. So
exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm lucky, JP.
Walter.
Third time's a
It's
charm.
twice I missed out by one.
Bill H., who won the first one and gave it back, email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com.
Here we go. Here we go.
John Wayne. John Wayne. Mark?
No.
Mark?
Who's in the green? Who's in the green?
I know I can't.
It's so close. It's so close.
Mark.
Wow.
John Wayne. John
He's on the panel
John's in the house.
Hey, forget that he's on the panel. I don't see him in the chat. He's got 30
he's got to say
seconds.
something in the chat.
You got 30 seconds.
Y'all can spin that again. I don't need a shirt, but thank you.
What, John?
We can't give these shirts away.
Oh, we are. They just keep coming back.
Free spin.
I'm living in a trailer. I don't even have an address.
John Wayne,
redraw
grandpa.com, and we'll chat later, okay? All right, so we still got 2 T-shirts to give away.
I gotta say, this is rather suspenseful. Give her another spin.
I can read the names now. Yeah,
Hey,
see?
FYI, if it lands on my name, I'm not giving it back. I'm taking it.
I know. It's nice to have these free shirts, man. I'm telling you.
Seems like it's mine. All right.
Come on now. Come on, what we got?
We're going to have to take it back.
Oh, that's me all day. That's me all day, baby. That is so me.
No, it's moving right past you.
No.
That is me, baby.
Come on, baby.
It's fixed. It's fixed.
We told you it was rigged. We told you.
Congrats, JP.
Well, we were running out of people to give them away to.
JP, do you want the T-shirt, or you throw it back in the pot?
I mean, if nobody else, well, let's spin it again and see if we haven't anyone to claim it yet. I will certainly take a shirt. I'd love to have one, but
would you rather have the T-shirt or boiling oil poured on your head?
Well, we got to draw another one.
Oh my God, this is
JP,
so
we'll talk
entertaining.
with John behind the scenes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh my
Go
God.
for another spin.
Right,
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm having a great time.
I am too.
This is fun.
This is like so entertaining.
This has been the best 2 T-shirt giveaway ever.
The pop-ups are working overtime tonight.
Spin number 73. Ready and
Gonna be.
Shondor will win a T-shirt.
This one's going to Australia. No? No?
Oh my God.
Oh, that's our newbie Justin. Justin, who almost killed himself the other night. He's in the chat.
Maybe Mark.
Wait.
Mark,
That's
come
Justin.
on.
Close. Justin, it might be.
Oh, it's definitely Justin. Definitely. Here we go.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
You in the chat, Big Lou?
Congrats.
Gotta make sure.
Yep.
Justin L.
Big Lou.
Justin.
Come on, Justin L. Put something in there.
Say something.
Say something.
You got- You got enough time because we're going to spin the wheel again for T-shirt number 2, right? We still have 2 shirts.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Are
So
we like in the live show or after show? I'm really.
We're still a live show.
Yeah, we're
not in Arizona.
We're still live, but this is the after show
Great.
because people are in here.
Oh,
all right.
live
On the live
the
stream.
live after show.
On the live stream,
give her a spin, JP.
On the live show, it just popped up that Justin won, so we'll give him 30 seconds to a minute and 1 spin. So let's go ahead and spin.
30 seconds and 1 minute.
Go on, JP.
All right, JP.
Yeah, JP rocks it.
Postal
Got
to
a
Australia,
t-shirt.
JP.
Here we go.
Wait,
T-shirt number 2.
JP said he was going to send the t-shirt to me. Okay, Linda, you can have it.
You can have mine, Linda. It'll save Shawn the delivery.
Oh,
You gonna be slow?
Handle.
Slow days? Man, he wins all the time. How many times has he won on Robert's show, Sean?
Slow days.
Slow days.
Couple times. He's won a few times.
Slow days.
Congratulations, Slow Days. Type something in there so you can win your shirt.
Come on.
All right. So
John, where you at?
In the
I
live
know he's
stream,
in there.
it's still spinning. In the live stream, it's still spinning. Do we see our winners yet?
The last person I see in the chat is Sandor.
Yeah. I know Slow Days is in there somewhere.
Bill H, congratulations, Slow Days.
He's on the bottom. Says take it.
There he is. He just said something in the chat. Slow Days said.
Yay!
He said for me to take
Awesome.
it.
Slow days got it.
Right.
Jason's
What does that
got
mean?
sweet.
I didn't see.
Congratulations.
I don't see him.
I don't see Slow Days yet.
Yes, I see him on
He hasn't. He hasn't since he won. He
He's on the
hasn't since.
bottom of the screen though.
He
Not
hasn't
yet.
since he won. When Linda,
has-
he hasn't
not yet.
messaged yet.
Oh, he has to
Take
say
it,
he won.
JP.
He has to say that he's here.
Oh.
Must be at a toilet break.
Brian said he's here.
Yeah. What's up, Brian?
You're supposed to be here in the chat, not in real life, not in the chat life.
Brian,
Yeah.
Brian, that's Slow Days, not Slow Heels.
But
That's pretty harsh,
This is
Shane.
like hilarious. Oh, come on, Slow Days, because we don't want him to lose this T-shirt.
so it looks like we're still going to be spinning for.
Oh, there he is.
No, there he is.
Wait,
This
what?
thing is mega delayed.
Where?
Slow Day said. Slow Day said this
where
thing
is
is
he?
mega delayed. I just
John,
saw it on the
Slow
live.
Days is in the chat.
He
All
won.
right.
Yay!
Slow
Winner,
Days.
winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
And John
Right.
Don Bittner just got a new MacBook Pro. Congratulations.
Whoop, whoop.
But she needs a shirt to go with that. So
I know, right? Hey, who else do we have in the chat? Let's just go ahead and load up the spinning wheel for that number 2. Anybody that's in the chat that wants to be
Jason,
that wants to
Don.
be the shirt,
Who else is
We're
new?
giving
I got
away a
Jason
number
and
2.
Don in.
who else do we got in here? Jason, Don, Sean.
hey,
I already won. I already got my shirt, so I guess I already won.
if Slow Days doesn't want to give you his address, you can send it to me and I'll give it to him.
Slow Day said spin again.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be
if you
the
pull my
backup.
name up, I'll take the shirt. I'll wear it. I don't care.
I'll be the backup
Free
of the
t-shirt.
backup address.
Come on, JP, spin the wheel.
Real quick, also too, Slow Days. Does that mean when you say spin again? Does that mean the shirt is back in the pot, or are you ready to see who won the second T-shirt?
Yeah, you have to explain that.
Make sure that we know what's really going on. We don't want to give away your T-shirt if.
No.
Yes, be explicitly clear.
This is crazy because
PPG Shane, go ahead and throw him on too. Jeremy's.
He's
Bell,
in there.
1977. Who else do we need to put in there?
Slow Day said he'll take it.
Oh, he is going to take it?
He said the show will be over by the time it spends anyhow. LOL.
All right, we got PPG Shane in there, Dawn, Jeremy. Do we have those peeps in?
Slow days. You want me to get the shirt and give it to you at the compound or what? Put it in the chat, or we can email or mail it to you. Sorry, mail it to you.
Looks like Shondor said he wants to win the win. I'd love to win the T-shirt.
Whoa, what are you thinking? What?
What?
I thought he said wet T-shirt.
I mean, WIN does not spell wet, but
I don't know. I've been in school in Arkansas, you know. So.
Man.
Oh my God, you guys.
Somebody's about to start donating to Resurgence.
I know.
It's getting close.
Exactly.
Oh, JP.
Shawn, you can send me Slow Days. What size shirt? Is that a
Slow
medium
Days,
or a large?
Yeah, Slow Days. Send me an email, ppggrandpa@gmail.com with the size shirt and
Shawn,
your address.
He's just said send it to me, and I'll give it to him.
Here it goes.
This is for T-shirt number 2.
It's gonna be one of us again.
Fun. Like I feel like I'm playing Wheel of Fortune here.
PPG Shane.
Waller.
Casino.
Waller. It's gonna be Waller.
Brian Waller.
What?
Oh, so close, Shane. I'm so sorry.
All right.
Congratulations, Brian Waller.
I don't think he's in the chat anymore, though. I think he left the chat.
Brian Waller.
Hey, Baylor.
Hey, Baylor.
Hey, Baylor. Are you throwing it back in the pot, or do you want your shirt? And if you want your shirt, we might just have to talk with John Hudson behind the scenes to get you one.
Brian will take that shirt. Are you kidding? He'd be like, it's mine.
He's on the panel, so that I don't think that's fair to him.
He just put in boom. So yeah, congratulations, Brian Waller, winner chicken dinner.
Hey, Shawn.
Yeah.
John from Slow Days said he'd take a medium shirt and send it to me, and I'll give it to him at the compound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you got that in writing, Shawn?
Yes, it's right there on the chat.
Yeah, otherwise
I think Shawn's gonna show up wearing that shirt.
Although you're an extra large, aren't you?
Yeah, if I wear a medium, it's not gonna look good.
Just send me an email, ppggrandpa@gmail.com. That way I can forward it to John so he can send it out.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Hey, Baylor, are you keeping your shirt, or are you just putting it back in the pot for another spin?
It's like he wants it.
He says he wants it. I'll take the shirt, please.
I
Extra
knew it.
large.
I knew it.
Wow.
Extra large.
Extra large.
I guess he's putting it around his one ankle.
You know what? You know what, guys? He's on the panel. I'm sure that will get him a shirt. So how about we spin again and get somebody that's a listener?
Not associated with
Dude,
dogs.
True North is getting a ton
So let's go ahead and spin it one more time.
Okay. Okay.
And if that means that I got to give the shirt off my back, I will.
Ew.
Oh, come
Well,
on.
You might as well take everybody that's on the panel off the board.
That's like boycotting.
No. We'll keep all the people on the board.
Oh.
Just give everyone a short.
Yeah, give everyone a shot. Yeah. Go, anybody?
You ready?
Go ahead. Yeah. Can you delete all the people that are on the panel? And then this next spin will be the last spin. That way somebody's going to win. But it was nice to win a shirt that I already got.
Yeah.
And we'll talk with John.
That's pretty fair.
behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
people are on the panel because I can just call Shawn and go, hey, I like that T-shirt. How much? Send it to me.
Right.
Hey, I do it to Robert all the time, but he just gives it to me because he knows. Or yes, mother.
You
Yes,
could leave
mother.
that name. You could have left Skinny Chef on there. Jeez.
I know, right?
Get out of here. We
Hey,
good?
Shane, The next time we hang out, you can wear my shirt. That way, you know, you can say that you wore my shirt.
Oh Lord. Congrats, John.
It's stretch, Shane.
Just so you all know too that we are making some ClearProp TV, Paratalk, PPG Grandpa, Paramotor Podcast, and other shirts that we are going to be giving away on future shows. So make sure that you like and subscribe.
Cool. Shawn, any chance you're going to be making stickers? Because I do have a new para camper that I'm working on, para trailer, whatever you want to call it. And the back door is going to be open to any and all stickers for paramotor pilots.
That's cool. There you go.
We're going to give away all sorts of cool merch here in the future. So,
Shane, I want my name on your back door.
After episode,
you guys
40,
need to be careful, okay? That'll get you in trouble in certain parts of Atlanta.
What? We are on episode 38. So episode 40, we're going to start giving away lots and lots of stuff. We're also going to be giving away some more stuff next episode. So make sure you are here live, not Memorex. All right. Are we ready to go, guys?
That could go late into the night.
Here we go. Ready?
Finish.
JP?
JP's exhausted. JP's exhausted.
I need a
now
race
I'm not
this.
I'm not on the wheel, but if my name pops up, I'm taking that shirt.
Well,
John's like, I'm taking it, I'm running.
If it lands on PPG Shane, maybe you and Shane can duke it out.
What is there to duke over a medium shirt?
It's gonna be Nick. It's gonna be Nick. Nick Griffith. No. PPG Shane. Sean Dorr.
It's
Jason.
gonna be
Hey, wait a minute. I call.
Hey,
Dawn, close Dawn. Oh,
Hey, I call.
Walter. He's shipping that to Australia.
oh my gosh.
Walter.
I call
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
Steve Garcia, congratulations, you're dancing. Hey, I call shenanigans on that one because I wasn't in that wheel.
That's 3 spins, JP. You missed me by 1.
I wasn't in that wheel, and I'm not a part of the moderation staff.
You're on the board, though.
The guest, though.
Yeah.
But we don't know. We got to make sure that that somebody.
So you're pretty moderate.
Yours and Sky. What? Your Dan Skies. Congratulations, your Dan Skies. You know what? Your Dan Skies actually commented on one of my kiting videos about
If
the fact
he's
that
not
that's how
here,
they do
you
it
got to
over
go
there.
back one and give it to me.
He's got some pretty good videos too.
All right, let's see if
Check them out.
let's see if they say something on the chat to make sure they're still here. We got 22 people watching still.
It just came up.
Hey, if there's anyone out there that has anything that you guys want to give away next time, please email me, ppggrandpa@gmail.com. Let me know what stuff you want to give away, and we will give it away, and you'll be our cool sponsor.
I have some garbage in the backyard I'd like to give away.
Hey, there
Got
you
an
go. Send it to
84-year-old.
me, and we'll give away some garbage.
Got an 84-year-old mother-in-law.
Oh, I wouldn't give her away, but I'd make her just. Never mind. What?
Shipping costs would be awful, I think.
I'll pay him.
Especially if you're paying by the pound. What?
All right, it popped up in the live, so let's see.
Yeah, it's in there.
I don't see. Come on, people. You can't be leaving the show. We're giving stuff away.
I know.
Yeah.
I think
People
we
are gonna-
warned
these people are
everybody,
gonna
right?
watch this
That
later
we're
and
Christina, we were
so
just talking.
They're not
It
in
might.
the chat.
Yeah,
I mean,
it might
not-
be another
not in the,
spin. There's no
that
comment.
would be a 3. Listen, if Garcia is in the chat, that's going to be a 305 area code you're sending that to, because that's about 3.5-4 hours south of me.
Hey.
How
Hey,
come they're all
Jason Good
coming
says
your
he
way?
has 2 teenagers to raffle off.
Oh,
They're
good
not in the
Lord.
chat. I just tried
Yeah,
to
they're not
add
in the
them,
chat.
and they're not here. All right.
Yeah.
all right,
ahead
let's do it
and spin
again.
it again.
Garcia loses.
If you're watching this after the fact and you did win, but you weren't in the chat live, please email me, ppggrandpa@gmail.com.
Yeah, you'll have to spin the wheel a bit earlier.
Wheel
Sean.
of Fortune.
We'll have to do it after the hour podcast.
We'll figure it out. I think people get confused when we're doing the spinning stuff, so we have to like let them know, hey, this is what's going on tonight. Make sure you get your names in.
I'm coming around again.
Well, I did not get the.
No, Walter, we're passing you up like the
Ooh, this is
equator
gonna be
does.
Nick Griffith all day. Nick Griffith.
Keep going past me, Sean.
I did not get the go ahead from John until halfway through the podcast.
Yeah, that's Nick. Nick Griffith.
It's Nick.
Wait
It's
a
not
minute.
Nick.
Wait a minute.
Conquistador
Oh,
PPG.
no.
Wow.
Conquistador PPG.
We're so close. Let's see if
All right, let's
somebody.
see.
Conquistador PPG. Type into the chat and you can claim your free t-shirt.
There you go.
I went to the @ and they are not in the chat.
They are not in the chat.
Oh.
I tried to @ them and they're not there.
JP, I think you're only going to get half a bowl of rice, man, after this.
I'm not doing a very good job, am I, guys?
Take that name out.
I never had so much fun tonight. Oh my God.
Nope.
Okay.
I tried to @ them to see them. They're not there.
JP, let's do this. Whoever's in the
take my
chat
name out.
right now that wants to be on the wheel, put in your name in the chat right now, and then we'll take everybody out and just put those people in.
Okay, that's a good idea. All right, let's clear the wheel.
Take everybody out.
Clear the wheel.
Man, clear the entire wheel. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, JP.
If you're in the chat
What'd you
right
like,
now,
JP?
put your name or say something hi, whatever. Put hi. H-I.
Say put me on the wheel.
Yeah, put me on the wheel.
If you say in the chat, put me on the wheel, we're going to put you on the wheel and we're going to spin one last time.
Jeremy's like spin number 325.
I know, right? So in the chat, say put me on the wheel.
Put me on the wheel. Put it in there. Hurry up.
Now, JP. Yeah.
Okay. Chauncey, can you imagine this on Thursday night?
No, because I don't respin. I don't have to respin.
Okay,
That's because I'm so thrilled with my one
Don
spin.
Bittner, Sean Dorr, Jason.
I can't see the chat.
Oh,
Jeremy,
he's changing up the wheel thing.
Yeah.
Nick Griffin.
Okay. So you have PPG Shane, Don.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody's got to read them. Hang on. Everybody be quiet. Everybody stop. Everybody stop.
Okay.
And
All right.
one person read them to me, please.
I got it.
Quick.
You got Don. Walter, hold on. Sandor, Jason.
That's Sean Dorr.
Yeah, okay, I see. Okay. JR Paramotors. Jeremy Isbell, 1977. Bill H, you gave a shirt away. Now you want back on the board again?
He's gonna go for the most luckiest guy in the world.
Hey, I'm starting to really become a big fan of Bill H because he's freaking killing me.
Yeah, put Bill H on again.
I'm cracking up. I am totally cracking up tonight.
All right, so Shawn Nafzger can't win. Brian Waller can't win. Tom Mosley, you're supposed to be asleep.
I'm getting hosed.
I can't find my chat, guys. JP,
Okay.
put me in.
If you're in the chat, put me on the wheel in the comments if you want to be on the wheel. You have literally 30 seconds.
Thanks, JP.
Right. Say put me on the wheel. If you do not
Put me
say put
on
me
the
on the wheel,
I see Kelby.
I already did. I already did, but Tommy Mosley typed it in too, so we're screwed. Even though we watch, even though we're active.
Bill
even
H
though
said
I'm
I'll
the
give it
guest.
away.
Yeah,
All right, so
Tommy-
Dar Anthony.
All right.
I don't know.
Good
Dar
group
didn't.
there.
Dar just said
Okay.
me. He didn't say put me on the wheel. I don't know.
No, he's got to put me on the wheel.
Okay, there he is.
All right, so at 10:08, whatever happens after 10:08, it doesn't matter.
That's it. We're done.
We're gonna
Actually,
spin at 10:08.
Well,
Okay.
it's
Well, 9:08 or
right
6:08
now.
or whatever
That's a
time it is, you guys are. So if you're at noontime
7:08,
Australian
8:08,
time,
9:08.
Yeah. 12:30 Australian time, Shane.
2:30. Can you tell me if I'm gonna get in trouble at
John
work
said, "Put me
tomorrow
on
or
the
night?"
wheel again."
Oh my God.
Shondor said, "I'm on the wheel twice again." How
Yes,
is
he
Sean?
is.
How's Shondor getting on the wheel twice?
Shondor at the very top and very bottom.
Well, the wheel's a
JP's
very
getting carried away.
complicated thing. The wheel's a very,
I
very
was trying to
complicated thing.
tip the odds in your favor,
Yeah.
Shondor. I
in your
tried to help you out,
favor.
buddy. You
Yeah.
burned yourself out. I was trying to hook Shondor up, man.
All right, I see him in there.
Guilty conscience. Guilty
All right.
conscience.
Okay, I don't
There it
see
is.
any.
10:08. Spin it. 10:08.
Poor JP.
Spin the wheel.
Ready? Ready?
Okay, go.
Spin it.
Spin.
And here we go.
What is that? Okay, there we go.
Go, go, go,
All right,
go,
we got
go,
more
go,
chance
go.
now.
And it spins.
Man,
Come on,
This is gonna
spinner.
our
this is like-
cheerleading's in
Winner,
overtime
winner,
tonight,
chicken dinner.
man.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Now, if you
Yeah,
have
go,
any-
Walter.
now-
Chicken
If
dinner.
anybody on the wheel has a sense of humor, you'll just say spin it again.
throw the shirt back in the pocket.
All right, here we go.
Oh, it's about.
Who's in the blue?
Oh no, no.
Walter.
Oh
Walter.
my God.
Is it
You
Walter?
go,
yeah.
go, go, go.
Oh yeah.
Go!
No,
Go.
Come on, Walter.
Go.
Walter, keep it going!
Go.
Walter!
Yeah.
Yeah! Woo!
I don't know. It might be
Hang
Shondor.
on. Still going. Nah.
Thanks, Walter.
He's got to say something in the chat though.
Pasta from
Well,
Australia.
I can't even see my chat.
You're gonna have to pay.
I
Sean,
tell
you
you
have
what,
to pay $87 to send that.
send it to Linda, please.
Aw.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, Linda.
Oh,
Walter
what?
said send it to you after you wear it. Send it to him.
Oh, okay.
After
Yeah.
you go ride some horses and
wear
get
it.
all sweet and send it to him. Gotcha.
Can't
Okay.
have it. You can only borrow it.
No, send it to Linda, Sean.
All righty. Hey, Linda,
Okay.
send me an email, ppggrandpa@gmail.com, so I have your address, and we'll send that over to John to have him send you a shirt. And also to thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you very much for listening. And just to remind you guys, we're going to be giving away more stuff next week, and more and more stuff following that. We're just going to be giving away a ton of stuff because we have nothing better to do than to give away stuff, I guess.
And
So
so
y'all
time.
And thank you guys for jumping on too. You know, we got
guys.
John Way that jumped on. We got Chuck that jumped
Fun.
on afterwards. Once again, thank you, Linda Anderson, for jumping on here. Walter for winning and giving it to Linda. John Wayne, Never Trust a Scary Chef. Shane,
Walter.
Jackie, Chuck, and of course our guest Shawn Nafzger. Thank you so much for everything.
Yes,
letting us
Sean,
know
thank
more
you.
about
Seriously.
the kiting. Is there anything that you want to give us as we? What is the takeaway for kiting? Shawn, what would you like to tell the newbies out there and everyone else that kites?
I would say take your time. Every time you get a glider out, learn from it. Learn one thing every time you pull the glider out of the bag. Learn something new.
That's awesome. And that's definitely true. Once again, my name is Shawn Symons, PPG Grandpa. Join us here every Monday at clearproptv.com. It should go right here to the live video, or listen to us if you don't want to see our ugly mugs over at paratalk.org. Yeah. And if you need to email me, ppggrandpa@gmail.com. Let me know that you want to be on the show. Do you have something to give away? Please email me. We'll give it away here, and you'll be our awesome sponsor for this amazing show that we got going on. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one. I'm going to kill the live streams, and we're going to stay on here in the background.
This was really a fun.
I really enjoy this, guys. I enjoy this every Monday because I'm with all my friends. New people pop up. John Wayne pops up. I mean, Chuck.
I think all your friends were at that fly-in that we weren't invited to. I'm just
that
saying.
was a get together, not really a fly-in. Oh my God, Shane, you're awesome. Hey, real quick before we kill the live stream, is there any jokes you want to tell us, Shane?
I can't. None. I don't want to pay. I mean, I would like to give Resurgence some money, but I don't want to do it on purpose.
All right, we're gonna kill the live stream. Thank you guys so much again, and we're gonna stay here in the background.
I got one
What?
thing to
Yes,
say.
Linda.
I just want to say thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, JP. Thank you, Shawn. This was an awesome show, and of course, never trust a skinny chef.
Why do you say it like you're disappointed?
And don't forget Walter, because he just gave you
I love Walter.
He just gave you a free shirt.
Yes.
I disappoint a lot of women.
Thank you.
When you're wearing it,
on the show.
when you're wearing it, think about me.
And John, I know. Thank you guys.